Hi and welcome to the git-python live development. It's Byron speaking, and in the last session, that was session 3, now we are in the 4th session of the day. In the last session we basically finished with making more smaller improvements, but one of the main submodule tests would still fail, this time even 10 lines before it failed last time. Which definitely is related to our changes, but now we have to kind of figure out what's wrong there. And right now I have no clue because I don't even understand or know what's going on in this root submodule test. So certainly it's related to this. So if you would remove this commit, it should still be failing, but it would fail elsewhere in line 511. All right, but I think this points at some sort of inconsistency at least that we should definitely fix. Yeah, let's go in there and have a closer look. 502. Remove submodule, the previous one. And all of a sudden, I mean, apparently this was kind of deleted already. Or has it to do with module false there? I don't know. It's weird that if I make this commit, all of a sudden things go wrong. And one could claim that, okay, if I leave the module alive, that this should be totally unrelated to this part, which deals with the configuration in the parent repository. Anyhow, let's try to understand. Let's check where we are. We are here. So we try to remove this, and then we try to remove our children with module equals false. Does it make sense? Well, maybe that's also part of the problem, because now we have removed a submodule. We go in, we go down. We try to commit this one. Aha! And then it fails. Still don't know what's going on really, but it seems like maybe it's not depth first. Or I try to operate on something that has been removed already. Yeah, maybe something like that. But I would have hoped that this would be a non-issue. So that is that. Who am I? I'm async. So that's kind of the lowest level that there is, and that matches with what I see here. So we go down, and it says that async doesn't exist. Fine. Let's see, apps path is something we couldn't do because async is already not part of the parent repository anymore. So, but we should be able to do self-repo working tree deer and have a look. Then we just have to figure out why it's not part of the gitdb or git modules anymore. Yeah, that's empty. So did that happen in a previous remove operation? I mean, there are plenty of them. And it kind of seems that I'm removing stuff and then I'm updating it again to probably check it out one more time. And in the process of this, things go out of, just doesn't work anymore. Not as expected, at least. Well, that is something, certainly. And I must say I'm quite clueless as to why that happens. At some point I must have understood what was going on here, but right now that's just not the case. I would like to fix this quickly without having to really understand everything. That's my goal here. But I'm not quite sure if that will do, because I don't know how things really work here. How deep am I into this? Well, not too far. Could be possible to understand it. Maybe I throw in an assertion somewhere further up and see what happens then, and what kind of the structure is of my system here. That could be something. Because I have the feeling that this removed submodule is still, I don't know what difference it makes if I commit. Okay, wait. No. Must be some sort of out of order operation that happens here. I mean, obviously I remove myself from the parent repository here, but that's just the configuration. And I remove myself from the git modules file of my parent repository. This happened here. And this module guy, I think here's what happens. I have to cache this as mmod. Just have to cache it and then use it. I think that should be it. Like so. Let's try that. Maybe we get further. Error. Not a valid repository. 502, still the same thing. Remove. We are down here. And then we try to access our module at git-tb-ext async. Not a valid repository. It's not a valid repository because what? I thought 502 keeps it alive. Module false. Let's see about that. That's good. I think it's better than before. Let's put it up one more. Maybe even one more. Let's get it right away before we delete anything here. All right. And I will put this into, I will protect this so that we don't do this extra work unless we need it. And let's see, error, not a valid repository. Still the same issue. Definitely. Let's protect it anyway. Okay. Should still be the same issue, of course. And now we dig in. Not a valid repository. Add self path. Oh. Interesting that it tries to initialize it with a relative. Ah, yeah. Let's give it the module path then, huh? There we go. That's better. Module path. That's the one. git-db. Why is this still old style? Shouldn't the module? Oh no, that's the apps path. So that's the checkout path, really. Ha! Again. Checkout module checkout path. Apps path. Let's name it correctly. Alright, and from there we hope to jump to the right spot. And that doesn't exist anymore. I probably believe him. Oh, it's empty. Definitely empty. Nothing there. Is the git module file there? git-db. There is not even a git file in here. That is awkward. Oh no, wait, sorry. Now there should be a git file, which actually is a git file. Which points up quite a bit. So let's see if we find the module somewhere. Up. Git ext here. Whoa. Here we have modules, finally. git-db. We have modules nested here. Oh my, it seems that the recursive module setup is still something we might not do correctly. Oh yeah. Even though, what would I expect actually? What would I expect? I would expect this bare repository to have additional, an additional modules repository, a modules path that contains all the submodules of that respective one. And I don't know how, I think that's how it should be, but I don't know if it's really like that. And we should also be able to handle this, but I don't know. Apparently we are not. All right, let's try this. Let's figure this one out. Actually, what we can do is to just clone our own Git repository and see how it does it, because that has nested submodules and wow. Let's clone this here. And initialize all submodules. I am curious. Does it nest? I think it should. Do we nest? I think we should. I didn't see anything there, and it appears that the async submodule kind of wasn't checked out. Maybe we have to really fix our update method then, because update is called there and that probably doesn't do what it's set out to do. Git submodule update init recursive, and there we go. Curious. I've never checked that actually. But now is a good time to learn how it's really done. It's git ext git-db, good, that's just a git file pointing up. But what does git-db external smap say? It's just a file pointing up. Git-db modules. Okay, so it points, it's a recursive thing here, as I would expect it. That's how it should be. Awesome. So just to verify modules, we should have one, which is git-db. There we have another modules that is as mmap. And that's how it's done. Good. Huh. Yeah, that should happen natively, even with the code that we have, because we traverse Git files accordingly, and yeah. But maybe it's not done or working like that. Let's verify this. Let's check this for now. Let's have a recursive submodule going on. So before we delete it, we remove it, why not? Then we add another submodule, which shall be as mpath submodule URL. Where do I get this from? Yeah. We will just add itself. Is this useful? Should be fine. I'll just try it. Let's see how that goes. So after the rename, add additional submodule level, like so. So as module, so that's the submodule's actual module. Create submodule, and then we go like we did it above. Nested submodule path is well, should we choose a nested one? Yeah, why not? Let's use as mpath, even though it could be confusing. Let's nested submodule working tree, like so. And then URL is the same as above. So we don't get into some sort of a weird recursion, but I'm willing to risk it. Submodule is that. And this should, let's just try this. Let's see if it works or not at all. And then we will go in and do some additional testing, especially the path is something I'm interested in. Nose tests -m, this guy. All right. Ah yeah, that's just because we didn't commit this. SM module index commit added submodule, added nested submodule, and now this might even work. Cannot delete module at blah as there are new commits. Okay, so we have to specify force then. That's good, it actually figures that one out. That's good. We could even try to combine it. In dry run mode, nothing should ever happen. And if we don't force, it may fail, which is okay. Yeah, but that would kind of convolute it a bit more. Let's just try it. In dry run mode, I don't know, does it fail in dry run mode? It could possibly. 756. No, it wouldn't. Oh, wait. Where's the dry run? Okay, so we do it as late as possible, basically, so that we can figure out, okay, it wouldn't delete this because there is, and here we actually delete it only if there is no dry run mode. But here, do we handle a reference, or do we just try to figure out what's going on? Just try to figure out what's going on. We don't do anything. Okay, good. So that's fine. We can actually test this. Remove shouldn't work. Self fail unless raises. Invalid git repository error. SM remove even in dry run mode. Unless force is specified. And of course we should write it like that. So this fails because there are new commits. That's good. So here we have to specify force all of a sudden. That's all right. And then the test might work so far. Oh, look at that. 6, 7, 8. No valid repository at nested. Okay. Didn't we see the same thing further above in the other tests? Show me. Yes, invalid git repository, no valid repository at an 891 triggered from 786. 786, 891, yay, reproduction, it's happening. Nested submodules are not handled correctly and I got a simplified test for it, awesome. Now we're talking, now I'm feeling much more confident. I'm able to figure out what's going on. Nice, well, let's jump in. What do we see here? We should be in not dry run mode. Dry run is off, exactly. Force is on. Right. There we start. And yeah, let's just have a look at what this does. So the submodule has already been deleted. Git modules is apparently not yet there, which is weird. In Git modules, it's still there. Well, but I think, wait. We are in our submodule 1 and this has nested submodules and the git modules file failed on us. This is 891, sorry, 786. So here the module was deleted. Oh man, it's hard to understand what's really going on, at least from my mind, from my puny mind. As far as I'm concerned, it's just the repository checkout and possibly the repository for it. And here we try to access the same thing that in our case has been deleted. Right. Right. Maybe I'm still getting this wrong here. Because our own module has indeed been deleted. I mean, come on, that's all right. That's interesting. This config writer, I mean, that one should work. That's our parent repository. But this one applies to our own repository. So it tries to handle our own git modules file, which in fact has been deleted. Whoa, how does that even work? Man, index none, write true. Okay. How does that even work, man? This only has a chance to work if we didn't delete our own module here. So, and if our module exists in the first place, apparently we don't care for this. You could just catch all here to figure that one out. All right. Wow. Yeah, I'm not so sure that this is actually what, you know, maybe I'm seeing it wrong here. So that's us on the parent repository. We remove ourselves from the git config. And I think that's both in the parent repository, is it? Because we wouldn't parent index, so repo index. Here we remove our own submodule entry. We've killed our own module already, so trying to access this makes no sense unless we have not killed it. And this config writer, I think the main misunderstanding is that this applies to our own, yeah. To our own parent repository. Maybe we shouldn't do this here, but in the caller. Yeah. Yeah. So, children, let's count it. So one of our children has been removed, and And this one, so the one who calls us, and so if we are recursive, if we are basically down that level, we can make that commit. We are ourselves recursive and recursive caller. Yeah. I don't like that code too much, to be honest. I would rather, yeah. So that's ourselves, that's our own repository. No, that's our parent repository. Damn it, our children have modified our own modules repository because it's our children. Gee. So it's self module, our module should still exist, index, like so. Okay, that should be more like it. Yay! Terrific. We will still dig in here and figure out how it sets up the submodules because I want to know and possibly verify this. But in theory, maybe everything works now. It doesn't. But we get back to our 511, which is good. And then we have, well, I think we are back here because we have this modification issue again. But this time it's related to root, which probably does it, maybe fails to do it right or something. I don't know. I probably, just missing the commit that we just put here, which might never run. Does it run? I think it should run. Oh, it doesn't run. Man, why is that all of a sudden? Tell me. So that doesn't even run. Damn it. But it should run. Should run when removing this sub repository. But no, it doesn't run because it doesn't have children. Yeah, but does it run in the other case? Also not. So that never runs. This kind of why it's not a problem here. Yeah, we still have to make that commit though. I believe in that. I mean, we only commit into our own module. We can always do that. Kind of okay. Yeah, I think we should always do that. And this recursive thing kind of makes no sense anymore. Nope. Let's be more specific. So maybe that runs now. Yes. And there. Fails because there are new commits compared to the remote we clone from. So that doesn't happen anymore. Because reasons. Let's try the entire thing. 2 failures. Okay, the assertion at least we see the code now. We handle our own module only, that's okay. One error. Good. Why does it... One error in test root module 511 because there are new commits. That's kind of good, I think. I think that's good. Also because our other test works now as expected. Good. So let's first dig in here and have a look at this setup. I really want to know. I'll see it with my own eyes. So here we have it. Okay, parent submodules 1. This one has another submodule as mmap. Nested submodules working tree. Yeah, well, sorry. Nested submodules working tree. Git points up to up git modules my name modules nested submodule. So that is correct. Oh wait. Correct from where? It's correct from the nested one. From here it's correct. Awesome. So that is true. That works correctly. How do I verify this? I could, well, difficult to verify. I kind of have to check the path directly. You know what? Until it's, until someone figures out there's a bug, I don't put in a test for this. I think it's okay. So we don't do anything with that submodule, I suppose. Fine. And we can also not keep it. All right. Let's go back to test root module. Yeah. Which is here. Good. The 511, that seems more manageable for some reason. I'm still not sure about this entire update thing, but that should be a different issue. I should be able to make a separate test for this, or, tackle differently at least, in smaller steps. Anyway, update recursive, false. There we trigger a remove and can't because there are new commits. And there's no dry run. And the new commits is something that this test has never seen because previously it just didn't commit it, even though it would have a changed index. And this should also have triggered some error here. This is dirty, untracked files. Do we figure this out? Branches with new commits we figure out. Changed index. We should check that too. Repo base is dirty. Maybe the other things are off. Untracked files, true. Working tree. We just is default off, but I want to be more specific here. Like so. So that it's clear to me next time I see this that it would actually detect a changed index. So that's good. So I guess if I hit force here, well, I could check for both and say why I do it. Like so. rm update recursive false. submodules, we may get new commits as nested submodules are auto committing changes to allow deletions without force, actually. But this still happens because, well, without force due to the, well, if it, I mean, apparently now it tested works, but here it doesn't. So I don't really know why, what the difference is. Huh. Why does this work here? Does this seem to work in this one? All right. So we have to force. Let's be explicit here. And we should go further now. Oh, update does not know force. And only the root module may do updates here, apparently. Here we go. What then? Dry run, force remove. Fair enough. Force remove. And we are back. Confidence 70% that we are better than before. Could be 90 once we have verified and reviewed the update method here. Well, that's already good. I mean, that's something. It works. So let's do the standard stuff, like flake, which will need a lot of work. Then the documentation. Well, work, just grunt work. Submodule base 575, white space. Oh, well. Oh, excuse me. What's wrong? It's probably this one here, yeah. Trading white space? No. Trading white space? Something very different. Repo base. We're on repo base. Sorry. It's all good. 575. Trading white space. 582. Trading white space. 698. White space. Then repo base 135, 136. Fine. Test submodule 672, 688. That was relatively moderate considering all the changes done. So that might be fine now. Good. Let's have a look. One changed. I don't trust you. Rebuild everything. And it claims that everything is good. And I don't trust it. Huh. Are you sure? Probably you are, because all we added were protected functions, or kind of pseudo private methods here, not functions. And they're probably not picked up at all for the API documentation, which makes total sense. Awesome. This basically means that we are good to commit and take a break afterwards. Submodule remove properly, all tests are back. Nearly. There's still one big one that is disabled. This also means that now we seem to be able to properly handle Git files. And submodules related to 233. Let's link it. And there we go. Push, and we have reason to be proud. At least a little bit. There's more work to be done because let's just do this real quick. Skip test. That's something we shouldn't have. And that shall fail. See? And this is what we have to do next. And that will be even more of an issue. 395. Oh wait. Do basis 162. Let's see how far in we get. Yeah, that's quite a bit. That's something. How much further do we have to get? All right. Yeah, so that's just 1/3 of the way through, but that shall be another session. I hope to finish this today, at least to get all the tests back to work, and then there's just much more more customized smaller tests to be done to verify update and stuff is truly working as we want it. Like have small special case tests. Anyway, thanks for watching, and